Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Friday catch up. This week we have a few people joining us. Um, we have Renato, Gonzalo,
Hello.
Bruno.
Hello.
How you guys doing? So these
Very.
guys, they're all videographers, right? Or filmmakers.
Yes.
You're
Mhm.
all studying film. You're all
Yep.
going in your third year. And you guys, I think you're looking to set up a business somehow, a filmmaking business. Tell us a little bit more about what you guys do. Let's talk about your stuff this week.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to go? Should I talk?
I mean, however you want.
Yeah, you can start. Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
Hey, you can start.
basically, we started working together on the straight away in the first year. We had some chemistry, I guess you can say it. And yeah, and after like seeing the kind of work that we were doing, that because everyone was like being very appreciative towards it, we thought that it would be a good idea to take it a step further and actually work as a company, the three of us. So that way we would be, instead of being like individuals looking for like, for instance, I would be looking for my jobs, Renato would be looking for his jobs, Bruno would be doing his, because we were always working together either way. So we just thought, let's just join forces and join forces, I guess,
Yeah.
and yeah, and try to work all together towards the same thing. So yeah, we created this company called Elite Pictures, and yeah, I mean, it's been about a year, a little over a year since we did, and so far it's been going good.
All right. Perfect. And you guys, so at the moment you're freelancing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're thinking to make your own kind of like video production company at all, or what's your plan for the future?
Yeah, I
Definitely.
mean, I think the plan is to eventually be able to hold our own production, to work as our own production. Like we basically want to be making our own content. Obviously, like that's not the most profitable, especially right now, because
Yeah.
like obviously our work is not in that level yet. But yeah, I mean, that's our goal for it, to eventually get to a point in which
Yeah.
we can just be sustainable by making our own personal projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did your filmmaking? Obviously, it's three of you, so we're gonna have quite a long response to this. But how did your passion start? How did your filmmaking passion start? Who wants to start?
Oh my God. I think we have quite different stories. I don't know. Like
Yes.
for
Let's
my
hear them.
yeah, for myself, I mean, we all love films. Like let's be honest. The three of us, we probably love films more than we love ourselves, and that's where this love started. And then just starting to grab the cameras and be passionate about the art of actually making them instead of just watching, and being able to do it with your own vision and everything. I think that's where my passion started. I started to invest in it, like, honestly and properly, 2 years ago. Actually, when I came to uni, because before that I only had done some passionate projects, but nothing big at all. I was even studying sports science before I started to study film. So I
Okay.
even worked as a personal trainer and football coach before. But that little thing was always there, like in my conscience. I was like, man, you're gonna be a director. I want to be a director. Just risk, just leave everything, and just pursue your dream. And that's how it all started for me.
That's
With
really
me,
good.
with me, it was kind of the same. So, like, literally, before I came to uni, I didn't have like any experience at all, like with doing films or knowing actually about them apart from watching them. But I always wanted to, like, I was always like fascinated by them, and I was like, why not? Let's try that instead of like some other academic degree, as most of the people would actually like go for. And yeah, I definitely don't regret making that decision.
Yeah, I
Fair
mean,
enough.
I think in my case, it was because my father, when I was young, he was very into wildlife photography, and so we were always going on like this, like traveling to go find these animals, and I was crazy about that. And like obviously, like my dream was always like, every time that I saw him with a camera, I was like, man, can I touch it, please? Can I have it? And he was always like, no, this is expensive, don't touch that. So but But then he eventually gave me one of his old cameras, which was like the shittiest thing ever. Like that thing, it probably had like 2 megapixels or something. It was terrible. But I loved that thing so much. So I just started recording everything. And I was recording my friends at school. I was taking photos of everything, making like little documentaries, I guess, that they were terrible, basically, and no one would see them. But yeah, I mean, I started just falling in love with it. And obviously, I had no idea that I could actually like make it as a career, especially because like, obviously I was like 6 years old. So in my mind, I was like a pioneer, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this thing that I found out about making videos. But yeah, then I started uploading stuff to YouTube in 2011, I think, and ever since it just grew on me, and until I decided to go and study to the UK and follow it.
All right, that's pretty cool actually. Um, Regarding like obviously because when you had the dream, you didn't really think about the implications of being a filmmaker. You didn't actually know like all the details that go into it and everything. Um, as a group, which do you think was like the most surprising difficulty you've stumbled across as working together? Like something you really didn't think about, but it kind of popped up and you thought like, wow, that's actually a problem.
I don't know. It's. I don't think it's been a problem for us, but we always try to keep in mind that, like, obviously we are partners in crime. I guess we're working all together, but we're always trying to keep in mind that most importantly we're all friends, and we need to keep this a friendly thing. Like we don't want to, like, obviously we take our job seriously, and we're always trying to make things as professional as possible, but always with the like not being like, oh, you didn't do this job, well you I don't know, you're fired or something like that. Like we always try to find a middle ground in there, and I think it's been working out pretty well so far.
Okay.
Yeah. We're really able to separate things. I think we're very professional in that sense. When we go into meetings and everything, we are very much friends outside the door. But then when we go inside, everything changes. And if we discuss and we get a little bit mad about each other, about some opinions or whatever, like I think we can go out the door and be friends still. I think we can manage that like pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I think it even helps as working as a company because we're living together. So everything that we need to prepare, like it can be done whenever. Like we can schedule meetings straight away in each other's rooms and just work for it.
So at the moment, I know Renato and Gonzalo, you guys are in Portugal at the moment.
Yeah.
And Bruno, where are you at the moment?
Yeah. In the UK, I got stuck in here because I didn't manage to get home before this whole quarantine thing happened, because I got my flights canceled 4 times.
Oh wow! But normally, do you guys live together then?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK here.
Okay, that must be nice.
Yeah.
Regarding, sorry, sorry, I didn't.
We already have plans to keep this going. We just love to live with each other so much that we already plan to live together in the next year.
Okay. Oh, we have a message from Mariana. We're going to listen to the name of these guys a lot in the future. Wow. Thank you for
Who's
the good
Mariana?
thoughts,
I never
Mariana.
heard that name.
Okay. I was gonna say. Yeah. Don't forget where you started from. But yeah, regarding equipment, because obviously we're gonna have a few video makers, filmmakers watching this. Regarding equipment, what kind of preferences do you guys have? Do you prefer? What's your ideal equipment? Nikon, Canon? Who's doing what? Who's doing what?
Man, that's a very hard question to answer. I feel like I feel like personally, like obviously not counting with like, I don't know, like the equipment that we have at uni or something like Alexas and stuff like that. Which, I mean, if I would have the money to buy it, that would be obviously something I would go for.
Yeah.
But I think right now, man, I'm so in love with Sony cameras. Like the especially the A7 series,
the mirrorless
like,
one.
Yeah, like they just for the size of them and for the price and everything, you can do so much with it. Like the sensor on that thing is amazing. Like you can go crazy with it and pull off some
situation. Perfect. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough. Do you
Bruno
all
has
share
a
the same idea? So
different.
there's no differences between you guys.
I mean, like they too have the Sony A7 series cameras, but me recently I bought the Blackmagic Cinema camera Pocket version 4K, which I've been
Okay.
loving so far. And I mean, to be honest, like regarding all these cameras, I don't really have a preference. I think because I still haven't mastered them all. That's the one thing that I need to mention. So I think the
Fair
best
enough.
thing is to master them all and then like choose properly, which is which works the best for me.
Okay.
And I think it depends a lot on the job as well. Because,
Yeah,
like, for instance, when you take the like, because we shot a documentary this past winter, and like we were going on the mountains, and it was like we were carrying our equipment through the cold and everything. Like, we couldn't have done it with like an Alexa or like a Blackmagic,
Yeah.
like one of the big cameras. It would just be impossible to do, and very irresponsible as well. Because if we break that camera, it would be crazy. So, I mean, I think it depends on the job that you are going for, obviously.
Yeah,
Okay, that's quite
definitely.
nice actually, because you rarely find three filmmakers in the same room agreeing on the equipment they use. It's usually a matter of Nikon and Canon, but I'm actually surprised Sony is seems to be the game changer with you guys. Um, what about
Yeah,
software?
Sony
What
I
software do
love.
you use? Who's doing the editing, by the way?
So far,
I mean, we
usually,
kind of touched a little bit
yeah, we always try to
on.
divide it as much as we can. But so far, what we've been doing is that because we are, me and Renato are more fluent in Premiere, so we usually do like the I don't know, like the bigger stuff in there. But then Bruno is been working more on like the DaVinci Resolve and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
yeah.
I've heard actually good things about
yeah.
DaVinci. I'm planning to learn a little bit about it. It's
Espe-
a lot of people have been saying like I need to learn DaVinci.
yeah,
So
especially now since I bought the Blackmagic camera, so like it
yeah,
came with it in a package. So I'm trying to learn more stuff in that.
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And what is your like? Because obviously now we're in lockdown, quarantine. You guys been working. You said for like maybe 1 or 2 years. What are you doing in quarantine? How's your workflow going?
I mean, we're doing a lot of meetings.
Yeah,
Like not only just like like we do a lot of meetings in between us to like I don't know like brainstorm projects and stuff like that. And like for example, like we've been running a crowdfunding campaign for this film that we're gonna hopefully shoot by the end of the year. And yeah, I mean, it takes it's something that you don't really think about it when you first give the thought to crowdfunding, but it's like a full-time job basically. Like you
Yeah,
need to be advertising that thing like crazy and thinking of perks and all that kind of stuff and updates. So we've been going pretty busy on that. And yeah, and then just like meeting with
yeah,
possible clients that we're going to be working with on the future as well.
Okay, so you're basically during
yeah.
quarantine. You're planning your work for the future.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Like trying
Okay.
to
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. Always trying to find, yeah, trying to find a lot of work because I mean, now that we are sitting down on front of our PCs, we can actually spend a lot of time on sending emails, looking for the jobs in wherever they are going to be posted on several websites, and trying to get in contact even with the people that we already know and try to get small gigs and everything. I think this time is perfect for that. Trying to get in contact with as many people as we can and as many investors and as many jobs as we can.
definitely.
Okay.
And I mean,
And
we've been trying to like to keep ourselves creative as well in the meaning of like doing like podcasts and all that kind of stuff for our YouTube channels. So yeah.
okay, a question from seekers. What do you like to film? I mean, that's a very vague question. I'm gonna break it down a little bit. So, do you prefer
Yeah.
to? I'm guessing you're all into film. You don't like broadcasting.
Yeah, I
So that's
mean,
out of the question.
yeah.
Um, would you prefer films, or would you do? What do you like to film apart from broadcasting?
Definitely.
I mean,
Definitely. I think even when we started this company, the three of us, we had a meeting, the first meeting, let's call it that way. And
Yeah,
the first question we asked each other was, "What is your objective with this?" And we all said, "I love films and I want to make films." So that would be our main thing, just to make stories. I mean, write them, produce them, post produce them, and release them. I mean, that's our main thing. We try to cover a little bit more than that. Of course, we cannot survive only with films. We need to do
Yeah.
corporate videos, which is something that we like and actually helps to develop our craft as well. Like, we don't dislike that. Video clip as well. Those are videos that usually we can explore so much more of the downsides of what we're not best at. So we can explore more of our creativity in other areas of the filming craft. But mostly, I would say, and I think we are all in the same boat, that we love to do films, just make films, short films, feature films, whatever it is,
And
but
I,
more
I
on the
really
fiction
think,
side of it.
like I think, and it's something that we discussed after doing it. That after we did the like our like the last documentary that we did, which was like the first one that we actually like the first real one that we did. Man, it was such an
Yeah.
amazing experience as well, because it's like it's a mixture because you're still shooting for a narrative and you still have those elements of a narrative film, but obviously like especially with the stuff that we were doing, because we were basically going out to look for a bear, like you don't really know what's going to happen, so you can't like write a script on it or something. You just got to be like expecting everything. So but it's so nice because you go there and you basically go through all that experience of actually being there and looking for the stuff and surviving basically. And then you when you look at the footage, you have that memory engraved in there, and it tells a smooth story, obviously, if it's well done. And I don't know, like I just really love that process as well. Like I think it's a love that we developed as well a little bit.
Out
No,
of
definitely.
curiosity, because I have a
That is-
hunch, but which one of you is telling the story? Who's writing the scripts?
I mean, if we do projects
I think
like
we all
as a group, we try to like write the story together. But then if they're like separate projects, like let's say with this petrol, Gonzalo is going to be the author of the movie, and he wrote the script, and we're obviously going to help him as a team to produce the movie, to shoot it, everything. And then same thing's going to happen for Renato, for me, like. So it vary on the film.
All right. We have another question from Seekers. What stories are you interested in, probably? Regarding this question, I'm almost sure, 100% sure that he means by genre of films. So horror, thrillers, and yeah. What are
I
you
think we
guys?
have
Me
very
personally,
different opinions on
I
that.
yeah. I think I found a little bit of my niche. Of course, I'm still in my second year, and I want to try much more. I feel like it's like almost like the gear. It's not like you need to master all the genres, but you need to try them all and try to make them a little bit
Yeah.
in each one. Try to make a small short or something like that, so you can in the end say which experience or which one was the best. But for me personally, I really enjoy horror, and I really like psychological thrillers and very experimental stuff. Uh, I would say that, for example, my two favorite directors would be probably Lars von Trier and Christopher Nolan. So I would fall in that part of it, and David Fincher as well.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about you guys? Bruno, Gonzalo?
Well, with me, it's more towards the side of psychological thriller. So yeah, that would be, and experimental stuff as well. I think with this we have kind of like similar taste with Renato, and yeah, the directors that he mentioned, like obviously like they're like I love them as well. But to that, I would add that I've been really recently into work of Gaspar Noé, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
When you say experimental, do you guys mean like Into the Void type of experimental?
Yes. I mean, at least for me, like really
Yeah.
something like that is different from all the stuff that is out there, and definitely something that speaks more about, I would say, kind of like taboo subjects, if you want to call it that way.
Okay. If anyone watching this here doesn't know, Into the Void is a very psychological film. I kind of recommend it, to be honest.
Yeah, like it's a
Mixed feelings about it.
movie.
Yeah. What about you, Gonzalo? What's your favorite genres?
like I always feel like I have some sort of inclination to go towards action, but to be honest, like I don't know, because I feel like every story, like, because I feel like if I fall in love with a story, like, it's not because of the genre, but obviously, like, you're not gonna tell a story about, like, the story for Paranormal Activity in a romance movie or something. Like, everything, like, every story fits its genre, and I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a little bit of what Renato was saying. I think you gotta try all of them to actually decide on it. But yeah, I mean, I think that if I were, obviously, I love horror as well, because I just feel like you can go crazy on it without
Yeah.
really making a lot of explaining. But yeah, I mean, I think if I were to decide now, I think I would probably go more towards action. But yeah, I don't know. I will try everything.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I'm usually biased again, like with actors and stuff. At the end of one film, I'm not actually sure if I like the film, the plot, or how the actors went. Have you seen a car street named Desire? The one with the
I know the play, but I haven't seen the movie.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I don't think it's
the
needed.
film itself is, well, it's nice. It's a old film, but Marlon Brando, his acting, that makes the whole movie basically.
Mhm.
And also Joshua said Enter the Void is insane.
Oh
So
yeah.
there we go. We have someone who knows what we're talking about. And also Joshua, I need to show this. Joshua is a Panasonic fan. So for all you
Well,
Lumix fans out there, okay. Regarding, you guys mentioned you're gonna do crowdfunding for a film,
yeah.
Yeah.
and at, so far we know that you guys are all working on scripts. You guys have roughly the same genre preferences. What is the film for the crowdfunding about?
I mean, the crowdfunding is actually running already, but the I can basically, this film, it comes it's like I wrote it, and it's something that I'm going to be directing it, and obviously working with as part of the company. But because we decided that each one of us was gonna like direct his own personal movie, and just to not have like any intakes, even from ourselves, because sometimes we're like, we do a script, we show it, and then it's like, oh, I don't know, like, I would do it this way, and blah blah blah, but then we're proud about the way that we want to do it, so we're like, oh man, like, one day I need to do it my way, and no one's going to say anything about it. So we kind of decided on doing this. And yeah, the movie is, it's about this girl that she's very awkward, and very not awkward, but she doesn't have a lot of friends, basically, and she's trying to connect with her sister's friends, but they're older, and they're kind of like not very good friends, I feel like. So it starts in this party, and eventually they go to this gas station, and in that gas station a lot of things happen, like she's pressured to go do some stuff that she doesn't want to do in there, and eventually, like, conflict happens there. There's a robbery basically in it, and yeah, and things just kind of go crazy in there, and she has to make some decisions that will basically dictate the future of not only hers but her sister and her friends.
That'll be quite interesting to watch, actually. So basically, um, you're taking an innocent girl who doesn't have any friends and putting her in a situation where she wants to make friends, and she's capable of doing sacrifices, socially
Yeah.
speaking, to get more friends. But then she gets herself into a point where she's like, "Oh, I done a robbery." Like
Hmm.
those older films where like they kill someone by accident, like I Know What You Did Last Summer and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, that's quite good actually. Can you send us a link to the crowdfunding
Of
thing? Maybe
course.
we can. It would be good if we put it on screen. If
Yeah,
someone
yeah. I
wants
mean,
to have a
I'll
look,
send it to you right away.
yeah. If someone wants to have a look and maybe support you guys, fund you with that, that would be cool. When is your
We would
project
appreciate.
due? Do you have a deadline for that?
I mean, the campaign
Yeah.
is running for 60 days. So we still have 53 days left. But
Oh, okay.
then, regarding the shooting, we still are not 100% sure, because the main plan in the beginning was to shoot it this summer. But then, because of the delays with the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, we ended up not being able to, obviously, like, contact actors and all that kind of stuff. because it's very tricky now. So we're aiming to start doing the production side of it in the winter,
Okay.
especially because we're in contact with a lot of very, very exciting actors, to be honest, which is something that we're proud of. But yeah, we kind of, obviously they have very tight schedules, so we need to work around it.
Where do you find the actors? Do you advertise them on third-party websites such as Star Now, or do you just go through uni?
It depends on the project. I feel like in the beginning we were going with the people that we knew at uni, obviously. But then we when we started doing some more like serious stuff, I guess you can call it. Like obviously the people that we were working with from uni, they're great, but there's no actor that fits all roles. So if we were going for a more specific role or something, we would post casting calls like on websites like Backstage,
Or Mandy.
and that's where we basically started meeting most of the actors, and we made some great friendships in there as well, which is awesome for networking. And yeah, but recently we obviously like after doing some crazy amounts of networking, you start meeting some people that actually have some more connections and stuff like that. So the actors that we're casting for this project, we are doing through basically connections with producers and stuff like that.
Okay. And we have another question
Yeah,
from the speakers. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Renato.
No, I was just gonna add that since Gonçalo is thinking about shooting this in Portugal, like it's easier for us since we have a lot of connections there, and it's easier for us to, because these connections have contact with the more known actors here in Portugal. So it's gonna be easier for us to actually make this film in the next level in Portugal right now, because that's where we have our connections. But like Gonçalo was saying, in the beginning we had developed a lot of networking, because I'm telling you, getting your film to be played from actors that are outside your university, your outside your friends circle, that's the best. Like if we continue to get the ads on Mandy and all those platforms, we do a lot of networking and amazing networking for the future.
Definitely.
That's really good.
Meanwhile, I don't know if you've seen it, but I just sent the link to the chat here. I don't know if that's where I should have sent it.
Okay, yeah. So that is the link for the crowdfunding. CEO will probably put that on screen any second. By the way, for anyone asking where is CEO, he's got a new laptop and he's currently setting up his camera, so he will not be joining us today. But he's in the background and he will be with us next week. And there we go. We have the link. So guys, anyone who wants to crowdfund these guys' film about a young girl at the wrong place in the wrong time, follow that link, have a look, fund them, support them. It might turn out something really good. Also, just to make sure, just to maybe get rid of some anxieties people might have. You said you're going to film it in Portugal. The film is in English, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is that the way that we are thinking of doing it, because we don't want to, I don't know if because we're going to be casting Portuguese actors, and I feel like it might be weird for them to be trying to portray like English characters. So the way that we're probably going to do it is that we're just going to subtitle it. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Fair enough. And regarding, do you have any English actors at all coming from UK to Portugal for the film?
I mean, we might do. So far, we don't really, because we do know a lot of actors from the UK, but so far we don't know if we're actually going to be casting them or not. So it's still a question that we need answered.
Do you guys act at all? Do you guys play at all?
I mean, sometimes.
I mean, I was really interacting in the beginning. I was really interacting in the beginning. I was actually in my first year after the first semester, I was actually considering of changing the course into acting and performance. Because I mean, it's definitely something that I've interested in and I always had a passion for. But after the first semester in here, I fell in love with filmmaking even more, and I told myself that, I mean, I probably, in my opinion, I think acting is something more uh, like it's easier to do outside of the kind of like academic sphere
Hmm.
than filmmaking. I think filmmaking is more complicated in a way that it covers more areas. So I think for that you actually need to, I mean, not necessarily, but I think it's better to study for it and to know like stuff into more details. And acting is something I think you learn mostly from experience. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But from what I've seen, most actors that have a vast experience in the film industry usually they usually have a say in directing and screenwriting and everything on the sets. Um, so I guess if you could become a really big actor, you could kind of technically film make it, you know?
Definitely, and I think for a job of a filmmaker, I think it's great to know the job from the perspective of an actor. I think
Definitely.
it like definitely helps you if you're directing someone to kind of like know how it is from the actor's perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because in the end we're all storytellers. Like
Yeah.
the actors can tell a story, anyone can tell a story, our camera operators can tell a story. Now the technicalities of filmmaking, how you build the picture, how you shape up the cinematography, how you shape up the story, how you decide on
Basic.
which event to go first and go later, and how you get the character development. I think those are technical issues that outside the camera or behind the camera are they need to be studied in very very deep ways, and you need to go into, I wouldn't say you need to be very good in each one of them, but you need to at least know how everything works behind the camera. When you're
Mhm.
talking about the actor's job, usually it is about emotion and about, of course, you have methodology. I'm not saying that being an actor it's very very easy, because I know
Yeah,
that it isn't.
definitely. No.
Otherwise, everybody would be an actor. But yeah, it's like when you are thinking about an academic side, I'm definitely with Bruno as well. If you master the technical part of it, where you have the bureaucracies and have to deal with all those how do you say all those sections that make the film together, yeah, the filmmaking part of it is a little bit more technical, a little bit more I don't know, you need to dive into the structures of it a little bit
Yeah.
more than in acting.
Okay. So you are interested in the all the details and all the little bits that go into actual filmmaking,
Hmm.
not just coming up on screen, having a bit of empathy for the character you're playing, and then um, saying that I have nothing against actors. I'm an amateur actor myself, so just putting that out there.
That's nice.
That's great.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
I'm
it's,
not
it's an
I'm
amazing
not
art.
choosing about.
It's an amazing art.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Do you have any favorite actors at all? And I know I mentioned Marlon Brando, but let's not talk about him because that's like the easy pick. So
I can't say anything about that. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Like first off, I'm terrible
Oh my
with
god. Yeah.
names, so I would probably be like very. I would find it hard to identify them, and then it's like Jesus Christ, man. It depends so much on the role. Like for instance, when you look at like you wouldn't put the Dwayne Johnson like playing the role that Leonardo DiCaprio played in Titanic or something like that. Like, but they do. They are both amazing actors. It's just like I don't know. It just depends on the roles. I
oh,
think.
CO is quite crap with dates and numbers too. So yeah.
Good. I'm not. I'm not alone.
um, yeah. So not any favorite actors. What do you got, you guys? Renato, Bruno.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, you have the
I'm not.
mainstream ones. I can say Johnny Depp. I have a huge admiration for the guy. I mean, the work that he has done is very varied and it's so
Yeah.
good. So
Mhm.
good. Definitely as an example for every actor out there. But then you have a lot of great actors in their own niches. And I don't know, like right now, just popping in my head. What's that guy that did the social
Network.
network? Yeah, the
Uh,
Jesse.
Jesse Eisenberg, I think, right?
Oh
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
that one. He has such a specific role, and usually they are very similar characters that he interprets in every movie that he does. But he's so good at it as well. So I don't know. Like I would say him. I would say man. Jake Gyllenhaal, man, that
Yeah,
guy is amazing as
that's
well. He's
Yeah,
really good.
so
yeah.
good
Yeah,
in what he does as well, and I think he's very underrated.
Have,
But
yeah.
yeah,
have you
I'm
seen
just gonna tell those
Have you
things that
seen
go.
Nightcrawler?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it was very good.
Nightcrawler,
But
yes,
such a
but
good movie.
for me personally, the best movie that he was in is Enemy by Denis Villeneuve. If
Sure.
you
yeah.
if you haven't seen that movie, check it out. Definitely, I recommend it. It's such a good movie, really. Like
From
I
him,
like
I prefer Prisoners from Jake Gyllenhaal. I think
and
his
that as
role in that
well.
was Oscar worthy. It was very good.
That
Fair
movie
enough.
was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have some acting preferences here.
Hmm.
Any of the older actors at all? Just curiosity.
Mm,
How old is old?
Is Johnny Depp old?
Well, I guess we wouldn't categorize Harrison Ford as old.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's young. That's am I limiting too much the
No,
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 really.
no. I'm trying to see the movies where we have like really old actors.
Yeah,
That
from
I mean, I can talk about. Man, I'm so bad with names. Like,
like
who's? I think it's Michael Caine.
mm,
Who the one that did? There was the on the Batman series from the
he was
Christopher
Alfred.
Nolan.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was the Alfred. What's his name? He's Michael. Isn't he Michael
Okay.
Caine or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that?
Michael Caine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. For example, is he old? Is he considered an old actor? If he is, like, he's one of my
actually going off
favorites.
going off that Batman. Uh, there is what's his name? Adam West, the first person who ever played Batman.
Mhm.
I
Um,
haven't seen the one.
yeah, he's quite iconic.
I haven't been-
I think he passed away a couple of years ago actually. And recently he's been doing well before he passed away, he had a role in Family Guy as
Really?
yeah. So if you know Family Guy, there's a mayor, a character there called
Yeah.
Adam West.
Okay.
That's him. He plays himself basically.
No.
Okay,
Um,
that's good.
yeah, he's the
I
first
feel like
person who ever played
those
Batman.
little
And
series, those little
sorry,
series, they always get such like random roles, but it works. Like they must be so fun to work on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
and
definitely.
from the older like I mean from the actors that were like I mean if you want to call like I wouldn't call them old, but like the those that were like popular in the last century. Like for me, definitely the one that I would go for is Jack Nicholson. I don't know how could I forget that one. Like he was amazing in
Mhm.
everything that I see that I saw him in.
Yeah, fair enough.
Definitely. And even Robin Hood, Robin Robin Williams, Robin
Robin
Hood.
Hood.
Robin, the guy that did the in
Uh,
Portuguese. I know in Portuguese, but I don't know in English. That
that Poet
Poets
Society.
Society.
That
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poet
So
Society.
yeah,
Yeah.
that guy is a legend. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Too bad he suffered from severe depression.
Mhm.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I guess
yeah,
they
actually.
say most actors that do comedy have slight depression problems because that's apparently
Mhm.
how where they draw from, where they have all their
Yeah.
empathy. Which
Yeah.
is quite sad, but you know,
It is. It is.
yeah. Well, all right, guys. So so far, so we've been talking today about your company, Elite Pictures, your film
Yes.
crowdfunding film you're doing. Um, two of you are in Portugal, one of you is in the UK, trying to work together during lockdown and everything, separating work. I'm just kind of doing a summary for everyone who's joining
Mhm.
late. Um, Also, you're planning taking business leads and contacts for after the lockdown, so you're planning your future workflow and everything. I was going to ask, from a student perspective, you're all going in third year.
Yeah.
Any anxieties about that?
Mhm.
Any plans for third year, final year, major project? I don't know. Are you not
Yeah,
anxious at
that's the
all?
one that we should probably start working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
and I mean,
I
now
don't
go ahead.
know
Go ahead.
if sorry man, I don't know if it's like bad for me to say it or something, but to be honest, like I feel like because running the company and we have so many cool projects that supposedly are going to be happening in the next year, that I feel like we're going to be kind of like part-time students. It's like
Okay.
obviously like I do love the course, and I do like, I'm excited for it, even though that like things are going to be a bit weird with the because of the virus and everything. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, my worries right now aren't really on the course, because I know that man, I'm pretty positive that we're gonna be okay. I think, because we're gonna be producing our stuff. We have plans for the films that we're gonna be doing, and obviously we're gonna probably be submitting some of those for university assignments. But we're gonna be doing them for the company, and not specifically for university, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Also,
I
just to
think we
mention.
can manage this
Okay.
very well.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry,
no,
I
I,
think
I
it
was
was
just
a bit
gonna
of a
say.
delay. That's why.
I was just going to say that we can manage this pretty well because we are starting this as a student as well, because we are worried about what we're going to do when this all finishes. We are very
Mhm.
excited, of course, for our third year. It's going to be the last, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be a little bit sad when it all ends because I'm not going to be a student anymore and we have to go out there in the industry. So I think we are preparing ourselves and that for that change. So it's not going to be something very crazy. So we are
Yeah,
already trying to work on something that's going to be a smooth transition and we're not going to get slapped on the face with jobs and all those concerns at
To
that
be
Elective
moment.
fair,
jobs.
when you finish university in arts sector like you guys are, you kind of it's a hard transition because you compete with everyone
Yeah,
basically. From
yeah,
academic perspective, you're kind of
yeah,
competing with all the students and all everyone in the academic side, and then when you're leaving uni, you're competing with Christopher Nolan and Wes Anderson, because it's basically
yeah.
that's what you're doing. You're
yeah,
competing with them. It's the same like
Definitely.
adulthood. Before you're 18, you everything you do is like a children doing that, and it's great. But then after you pass 18, you're competing with everyone, with all the
And
adults
you
and
can get
everything.
arrested.
Yeah, you can get arrested. I guess we all have our concerns. I guess. uh, but yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. I'm glad we had this chat today with you guys.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for joining us. We're gonna wrap
Thank
it
you.
up. Um,
thank you.
so yeah, also just to put it out there as a small kind of sideline, um, you guys are planning to apply for startup business funding as well.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
Yeah.
whoever is watching this, if you don't know, we tend to fund students who are doing startup business. If you just have to apply for it, submit your business startup, do a presentation, and all the details are on the portal. Um, Also, just to mention again, for whoever is planning to do the same thing as these guys are doing, like startup funding, it would be good if you join the sessions with Nikki Curtis on Thursdays. We're not going to have one coming this Thursday, but every Thursday from that, it's going to be 3 sessions remaining. That will cover legal structure and all the ins and outs of creating your own business, because obviously there is a transition from freelancing to limited company.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming today. I hope everyone who's been watching this has found some good insight on camera equipment, actors, this and that. Anything else you guys might want to tell people watching, students, or
No, I mean, I think that's it. Like,
Hey.
thank you for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
okay?
Thank,
yeah.
thank you.
All right, perfect. Well, that's it from us, guys. I'll catch you guys next week, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.